below the water level,
Have they excavated below the water level?
or I don't know, they put the camera to see what, or
No. As far as I know, the only investigation into anomalies inside the Osiris shaft is some connecting tunnels.
Okay.
There are some bedrock tunnels that connect into the Osiris shaft. During the original excavations, they did pump all of the water out.
No, they is impossible.
No, they did.
They did.
Yeah, they did a pump, and they pumped maybe not all of it, but they pumped the water out of the Osiris shaft. Yes,
And so the water level was going down,
correct.
and then, but if they don't pump anymore,
It comes right back up.
in how much time?
Oh, I don't know, but so this was done by Zahi Hawass and team.
Okay.
They pumped all the water out so that they could lift the lid off of the container on the third level.
Okay.
So there's a container on the third level that's surrounded by 4 pillars. It's like a limestone island in the middle of this water with this big container. And they were going down in this thing. It's supposed to be the burial shaft of Osiris. And they're going to lift the lid off of this container and find pharaonic burial or Osiris's body in here. Of course, absolutely nothing was discovered when they lifted the lid of this thing.
Wow.
Okay.
So they did pump the water out to do this excavation.
And then
After the excavation is done, the water level came right back up. Because as I was saying, there's an independent aquifer directly below the structure here.
Yes.
And the third level of the Osiris shaft taps into the water level in this independent aquifer. So everything that we're showing here is underwater.
So nobody knows how deep is the water.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's never been a hydrological investigation of the depth of the water below the Osiris shaft.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How big the substructures under the coffer pyramid that you feel like you're measuring, these columns, hollow tubular structures, what is the circumference?
Yes, I think I don't remember if we have indicated this, but approximately 20 meters.
Each one.
The diameter.
But the diameter of each, sorry, not circumference. What is the diameter?
The diameter approximately 20 meters.
Of each
Yes.
tube.
Yes, and they are and they have
So
a distance of about 5 meters.
So each tube is 60 feet.
20 meters. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Know,
Ish. Yeah.
60.
I mean, that to me, that makes me higher conviction, I have to say. Because, if you're not measuring the Queen's Chamber because of some granite, and it's too small or whatever, I guess the granite actually helps as far as, yeah. So if you're not measuring the Queen's Chamber because it's too small, and then you have this possible, error margin here displayed in the Osiris shaft, that's 4 meters.
Yeah.
I do think if you have a 20-meter single column and then that's repeating 4 plus 4, 8 times, that somehow feels like the only thing, if I were in his position, I could say pretty confidently, and again, we have to get into like, can you penetrate below the earth?
Let's get to that, because I have a pressing question that I'd like for you to answer.
I'm here.
Yeah, so everyone's seen, so this is some of the raw data of their scan of the third pyramid, the Menkaure pyramid,
How nice is this?
showing these vertical signatures below the Menkaure pyramid. Same thing here. These are more of the vertical signatures of these structures below the ground. Same thing here, Pyramid of Menkaure.
Yeah.
There's this big signature here of a possible vertical something below the structure. Here is the model that they presented at the end of the Malta conference, showing the entire Giza Plateau and these underground vertical features connected into these cube features. The whole model here. So this gets into the question of the water level.
Some of the tubular structures are under the Sphinx as well? That you measured?
Yes, we have measured. I don't know if we have the slide here. Yes, but the answer is yes.
So here on the left, in the data, you said that when the image
See,
tapers
look, you
off
have
here.
a cutoff of energy. We discussed in
Yeah,
part
yeah,
about this.
yeah. So I'm just explaining to the people.
Yeah,
So on the data here in these vertical columns,
yeah,
where the data starts to taper off
yeah.
is an indication of the water level.
Okay.
Okay. And that's reflected in the model.
Could be the indication of the
Okay.
water level, but is not the water level is not present abruptly. Do this experiment. Take a dry sponge, dig a hole on the dry sponge. So you have the dry sponge and the hole on the dry sponge.
Mhm.
Okay? You put the dry sponge here or into a container and you put water. You will see that the water goes into the sponge. And for gravity, the water will stabilize somewhere. But the layer that represents the dry part of the sponge and the more wet part of the sponge is not abrupt. But you have
The
different
transition. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
the permeation of the water
Yeah.
is not linear.
Yeah, it's not
It depends on the absorption of the material.
abrupt.
Right.
Abrupt.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So I don't know. That is a strange effect that, as we discussed before, I can't give you an exact answer.
Okay.
That phenomena because I don't know.
Okay. And that was my question is the water level in the model
Yeah.
and in the data is approximately a kilometer down.
But this is not true because
So that's
the
my-
water level is there. It is.
That's the next point.
Yeah.
Is that the actual water level
Yeah.
below the water table of the Giza Plateau
Yeah.
is shown to be approximately 50 meters
50 meters
below
not
the
1
plateau.
kilometer, not half
Correct.
kilometer. I don't
Is
know.
it 15 or 50?
So it's 15 meters above sea level, 50 meters below the plateau.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah,
So this is
got it.
courtesy of ancient architects, another individual in the community who basically debunked the study.
He's a debunker, no?
He's a debunker.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So again, I was just curious, what was your explanation for the difference of the
No.
water level shown here?
The water
And
level,
depict-
I tell you, can
It's much higher.
you can see it from this tomography.
Here?
Water, yes,
This line?
approximately.
Okay, so it's
But they are
not
not
where the
15
image
meters. You can see something related to the water level. Okay,
Okay.
and
So
this is not that, but it's that one.
So
go-
the tapering of the image here is not because of the water level.
Maybe effectively, if you have an effective physical cutoff of something, and then they continue with another kind of structure.
So this is, I think
I
this
don't
is
know. If you ask me why is it like that,
yeah,
you have to go and see effectively.
sure.
The measurements are those.
Right. So what you're saying is that this is supposed to be a solid object
Yes.
going more
Down.
than a kilometer
Yeah.
down and connecting into
It's
these
very deep.
large
It's
cubes.
very deep.
However, the signature of this solid object
Yes.
does not
changes
significantly.
Yes, significantly.
The explanation you had given in Malta
Yeah.
was because that the water level was here, but we both agree that this is not the water level that's causing the
maybe is
here.
there.
Yeah, this blue line.
Yeah,
right?
it's that one.
So if this is a solid object, what is creating the lack of signature here?
I don't know.
Does the lack of signature start a kilometer down, or how many meters down is that kind of cutoff where it starts to go from?
Approximately 600.
Okay, so I guess then if I was you, why?
Maybe there is something that I was, but I can't disclose it now. There is something. I can't disclose it now.
Interesting.
Okay.
But is there a reason you're saying 600 meters, but Like, why did you say it goes a kilometer deep?
Yes, look how nice it is.
Yeah,
You can see that cutoff.
I do see that
using
it maintains.
different sensors. You see the same cutoff.
Yeah.
Like that.
But that's what I'm
It's
wondering.
interesting.
Why are we saying a kilometer deep instead of 600 meters deep?
I don't.
Well,
can
that
you
was just
read
my
it? Can you
estimate.
read it
So-
that?
so
No, but it was his
Because I don't-
estimate.
Maybe I am saying something wrong.
Yeah.
The vertical numbers, you can read it. You can read.
So again, here, so they're getting a cutoff. So this is
550 meters.
yeah. So this is
Okay.
600
Below.
meters here. So this is
550.
where the image itself, and whatever this is, the signature of this starts to cut off
Okay.
here.
But that
See.
there, it looks like it cuts off less and does extend down
It depends
to
on the tone.
close to a kilometer.
It depends on the processing procedure that we are doing. It depends.
Okay. Hundreds of meters,
Yeah.
you would say confidently, and then you don't know what to attribute,
No,
to Jeffrey's point, that sort of awkward gradient. You don't know.
because now we agree together that the water level is high,
Sure.
and you have a cutoff of the signal. Look.
Yeah, and all of these
Yeah.
vertical signatures
Mm.
show a tapering of the signature.
Mm-mm.
So that's an anomaly of these vertical signatures that we don't have a good explanation for. If this is a solid object, why doesn't the signature register all the way down? It's not, we've agreed, it's not a result of the water table. There's something else happening with the signature where it's possibly no longer able to detect that deep.
Well, do you have an alternative hypothesis or?
So again, at this stage, I'm just asking questions.
Yep.
Maybe
'cause-
we are focusing the attention on something that it is normal to have that kind of result.
Do you see an attenuation of
No,
signal?
no, only here.
Okay, only here. So there is something idiosyncratic, unique here going on. Okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
so we can see it here in this polarized tomographic image. This
Yeah.
is again the vertical signatures.
I will say the polarized tomographic image, even the raw tomographic image,
Nice.
It's
The
better.
super
polarized
nice.
is
Those
better.
look very tubular and like, you know,
Same thing here.
the-
It has that same.
Oh, yeah.
The deeper it goes.
even when you get that awkward kind of gradient cutoff, like it still looks like it's maintaining some sort of structure.
Look, the water levels. Yeah.
This up at the top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it. Okay. So you, Filippo, would you admit now that you didn't know about exactly where the water level was back then, or?
No.
Okay.
No. We can make mistakes. No?
Sure.
Because in
Yeah,
Malta,
of course.
probably is the water level, but no, because the water level is now.
Sure.
It's much. Yeah.
but
much
you see
higher.
it.
Can I ask
Maybe here.
Can I ask
Yeah.
a dumb question?
Yes.
Because a lot of this is prefaced on this idea of these structures being man-made and artificial. And so, two questions.
Oh my God.
You don't know.
I don't, no, we don't know.
We don't know.
Uh,
But they,
No,
at
they
least
are-
a lot of the speculation around them is
In
around
my
them
personal
being.
opinion, they are man-made.
But if it's an artificial structure, how would you build something that penetrates that deeply into the water table?
And you asked to me?
Yeah.
Okay, you are asking me this?
Yeah.
Oh,
Have
how
you
nice.
speculated about that? I mean, you have to have thought of it, or
It is something that I discussed about this issue with Corrado,
okay.
and we agree that it is something that it is man-made. Okay, so somebody built those things there.
Mm-hmm.
It can be that once the pyramids were built, so from the top, maybe they dig it on the bottom, but they are not simply holes.
Mm.
They are built. How can I say?
But if they're 20 meters in
Yeah.
diameter and they are going a kilometer deep,
Yes.
then I'm going with aliens. like how do we explain that? That's
Yeah.
pretty.
I knew
that
that
feels
you-
harder to explain than the construction of the pyramids themselves, which are really hard to explain.
Yeah. But so
So-
that's the problem, though, is that's where this disintegrates from an academic conversation regarding the actual data to the leap of speculation into alien constructions,
Yeah.
which is why the academic community has outright rejected this whole thing, because there's no physical way that these could possibly have been built. Period. There's no way.
Yeah, but you would say the same thing about the pyramid.
We don't understand. Well, I agree with you there. That we
Yeah.
still don't understand the mechanisms of operation.